to build a nation. Okay? So today on my program, you know what I'm talking about? There's something called the lunatic fringe. Lunatic, you guys a lunatic will be our bottom. There's something called the lunatic fringe. F-R-I-N-G-E. Those of you who want to check it out on what do you call that thing? Eiii, whatever dictionaries, check out the lunatic fringe. Because today I'm going to be talking about the lunatic fringe. The lunatic fringe, even before I start, is a small clique of people who have power, but sometimes the lunacy in their brain makes them very destructive. The lunatic fringe is more interested in distraction and chaos. And they are everywhere, folks. Everywhere you go, there's that little thing called the lunatic fringe. Let me say this right now, Ghana. If I was supposed to do a poll, you know, some people do scientific polling and say, sample size and that. No, I'm not doing any sample size poll. I'm throwing it out there to all of you Ghanaians watching me now. What Ghana would you rather live in? And I'm sure if I throw the poll there, I would think that over 99.9% will say, okay, so that question being, we want the Ghana of peace, we want the Ghana of prosperity, we want the Ghana where people can develop and grow in prosperity and in freedom and contribute their best to this country. That's what everybody wants, ally. So if I ask that question right now, what kind of Ghana do you want? That's the question I'm going to get from across the board. I'm saying 99.9999. But still, folks, in spite of the high numbers that want tolerance and peace and prosperity of Ghana, there's still what we call the lunatic fringe. They don't care. The lunatic fringe is not talking about building Ghana. No, the lunatic fringe is talking about power they have acquired and what they have gained out of the power and how they can continue gaining from the power. And that's their number one thing. The country Ghana, they almost find free. Those are the lunatic fringe. So folks, if I do a poll right now, I get over 99% of Ghanaians say, Charlie, they are looking for prosperity. They are looking for an avenue to be themselves and work and make Ghana the great country that it is supposed to be. We always say it, Ghana will rise again. And many of you out there, I don't care what party you are in, don't tell me you are MPP so you don't like Ghana to rise again. That would be idiotic. Or I'm CPP or for what that matter, I don't belong to the NDC so I don't want Ghana to rise again. That is idiocy. But I'm saying I don't think any of you are thinking like that. You may have your problems with everything, but we all want Ghana to grow and become the better nation that we want. Ghana will rise again. But I'm saying this, folks, because I'm drawing attention to something. We all want this, but I'm telling you today that there is a lunatic fringe. They don't care. All they care about is how much money they have amassed and what they are doing. All this ridiculous things, how much we have looted this country, how much we have pillaged Ghana, how much Ghana is bleeding from excessive looting. They don't give a hoot. Ghana may bleed there, they can bleed for all they care. Why? Because they belong to that lunatic fringe. Let me say this, I think I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Let me add this. Those of you who are Christian, thank God. Seriously, thank God that Ghana has been able to live through this Christmas peacefully. Those of you who are Christian, thank God. Those of you who are Muslim, thank Allah. Those of you who are Hindu, thank whoever you thank. Buddhist, thank whoever you thank. Even those of you who are Muslim, you worship fetish abusum, I don't care. Thank them. And you may be asking me, okay, and why should we thank them? We thank God every day. No. This thanks is that thank God, thank the Almighty, thank the universe for allowing you to survive this Christmas. I'm telling you, because the lunatic fringe had plans. I mean, you know, people get upset with me because I'm name them. No. I'm a Bobali person. Who the cap fits, let him wear it. Or as they say in Chi, they say a baby and in Nukra. So if I'm putting out there that the lunatic fringe, whoever the cap fits as a lunatic fringe, please wear it. I won't glorify you crap by mentioning your name. But let me tell you this, folks. We are all as a people lucky that to this date we have gone through a Christmas smoothly and everybody is looking forward to January 7th. So thank whoever you have to thank, because the lunatic fringe does not want to see this. And I kid you not. Charlie, Ghana, we've been through so much. Some of you are young, so some of you are very, very, very young. Some of you are up and coming, young ones like my editor here and things, Onye Penyisa, but he's experienced things. But we who have seen everything, I have seen every single coup in Ghana. The coup that toppled Kwame Nkrumah, I was too young. But I was in Ghana when it happened, and I saw what happened. Let me tell you something, a quick history from how far we have come. Then I'll tell you something about the lunatic fringe and why they must be stopped, and why I'm assuring the lunatic fringe that they will never get their way, because Ghanaians won't allow them. And I also tell you how all of us as Ghanaians prevented the lunatic fringe from causing chaos. Charlie, we have done so much. You know, I always used to tell people, I say, there's an expression we hear all the time. Oh, I'm sick and tired of this. Maybe don't you hear that? Oh, I'm sick and tired of this. It's so common in Ghanaian language. Oh, I'm sick and tired of this. We always say we are sick and tired of something. But you know what? It is not enough to be sick and tired. You can write this down, folks. It is not enough to be sick and tired. You know why? Because when you're just sick and tired, it doesn't mean you want change. When you're just sick and tired, when you're just sick and tired, it has no vim, my breath. I'm just sick and tired. But you know what I've been saying for a long time? And finally, I think we are getting there as a people. You know where we are now? We are not just sick and tired. We are actually sick and tired of being sick and tired. They make an audience here. We are not just sick and tired, though. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. When you get to that point, trust me, you want change. One breath. So I always say that it is not enough to be sick and tired. If you want change, if you want to do something about being sick and tired, then you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I tell you, my fellow Ghanaians, that's where we are. Oh. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah, bread. Folks, let me tell you something. And let me take you a little bit further back to the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I'm sorry. May you rest in peace. He said something. And this man led Ghana into independence. I still recollect, footage of how the British flag, the British flag was lowered. Just say we are no more under the British. Let the Ghana flag rise. I still remember those footage. I was too young to see it, Philly. But I remember, British flag goes down, Ghana flag rises, and it says Ghana is an independent country. And there's something he said that I want to pick your brains on today, my dear people. Nkrumah said then, when he got the independence, he said, Ghana, my beloved country, is free forever.
The battle has ended. Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever.
Really? Some people joke and say, oh, what he meant was Ghana is free to suffer. Not free forever, we are free to suffer. Anyway, but that's not the quotation I'm looking for. He said the independence meant that Ghana or the African has been given a chance to prove to the whole world that when the African is given a chance, he can manage his own affairs. Unquote. So we are going to prove to the whole world that when the African is given the chance, he is capable of managing their own affairs.
There is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs.
My friends, what, 65 odd years later, have we proved that? They were capable of managing our own affairs? No. We have just proved that even though we fought for the independence and we're no longer a colonial state, our mind was still colonized. And we did absolutely crazy things because our minds were still colonized. All this time, from Nkrumah time. If you think colonialism, you are fighting Tiakwa, you are wrong. We're still dealing with what Nkrumah called the neo-colonialism. It's a new kind of colonialism. The white folks that ruled us, thanks to independence, they have moved from Ghana. They have gone. But the mind is still colonized. And they rule us through our thinking. Only remote control. My good friend Stokely Carmichael, he is an African American. I think he was a member of the Black Panthers. He became so Africanized that he took 2 African names. Stokely Carmichael is an American name, and he called himself Kwame Ture. He took Kwame Nkrumah's first name and Sekuturi's last name, Odibomu, or say friend Kwame Ture. And he says something I will never forget. I went to a seminar he organized when I went to the US, my freshman year. That was 1979. And Ture said something I will never forget. He says, the effects of colonialism has made the African not only stupid, but ignorant in our stupidity. See, that's what he said. Though. He says colonialism has made Africans not, the effects of colonialism has made Africans not only stupid, but ignorant in our stupidity. So folks, since Kwame Nkrumah said we prove to the world that we can manage our own affairs at independence, to today, I was just making a point today, what we realize is that we were not able to prove to the world that we can manage our own affairs. Do you know how many billions of dollars we spent to import Broni Wewu? Second-hand clothes from Abuchi. Do you know how many dollars we spend? Are we proving that we can manage our own affairs? Do you know how much money we spend just to import sugar, oil, tomatoes? I'll give you these figures later on. Have we proved to the world that we can manage our own affairs? No. We have only proved to the world that we are a bunch of colonial people who are not only stupid, but ignorant in our stupidity. We are able to build a Commander Sugar Factory. In Nkrumah is the Commander Sugar Factory. Maha comes and builds the Asuchari Sugar Factory. In spite of all the sugar we import, we have been able to build 2 sugar factories in our history. Tell me, what has happened with them? Yatong. We are not only stupid, though. We are ignorant in our stupidity. That's why we can sell the Commander Sugar Factory and boast about it. Say, you buy and sell. Katie Hammond was the minister in charge of the selling. The rubbish she said about why we sold it.
I think the provisional feedback I'm getting from them is that they are happy with the maintenance government, MEP government is put into this place. They are quite happy. They will be able to run it. We are leasing it. We are leasing our asset to a company which is going to work on it. I mean, use our assets, our equipment. I'm thinking of giving it to them for 15, 20 years with an option of an extension or some sort of renewal after the initial lease. I've approved it.
Say yeah, We are not only stupid, we are ignorant in our stupidity. So we'd rather be spending hundreds and millions of dollars to import something we have built that we can do. Folks, I don't want to go on and on and on. I'm saying that has been the trajectory since independence. We are not proving that we are capable of managing our own affairs. The only thing we have proved is that we are very good in begging the IMF, our masters. Please come to our aid, we beg. We beg. No, we beg. They gave us a second time, we beg. Third time, we beg. Fourth time, we beg. Fifth time, we beg them. The last time we went to the 17th time. Are we not stupid? Or are we not ignorant in our stupidity to go to the same source and beg? Because when they give you the loan, you come and mismanage the loan. Weren't we here when we were told that we have loans to do everything, including building of a sky train? You could see sky train, even our small trains that go on the railroad, we can't maintain that. We are going to build a sky train that is powered by energy. In the country where we don't have enough energy to light our industries, we are building a sky train. Are we not stupid? And are we not ignorant in our stupidity? And I can tell you, folks, the list goes on and on and on. Go and look at our hospitals. Women delivering babies lying on the floor. Those who don't have the money to afford it. Go and see what they have to go through. Women who have come to deliver, folks, they have to sleep on the floor with their newborn baby. So on the floor. Look at this. Isn't it sad to be seeing images like this in our country? While at the same time, we are still borrowing. Today, as we speak, go and see the number of schools under trees. Pathetic. Folks, what I'm saying is this, a nation with leadership that knows how to prioritize. We can't have a nation in 2024 where we are trying to build a youth with human capacity to work, be having schools under trees. And what is surprising is we have all these schools under trees, and then we are teaching them IT. There's a teacher standing at a blackboard teaching them what a mouse is. So take a look at what they use for a mouse. Folks, look at this. Isn't this sad? Isn't this sad? Stones. And then they tell them that when your mouse, when you have a real mouse, you do a right click and left click. Look at this. Folks, you start understanding why as a nation we must be sick and tired of being sick and tired. This is not acceptable. They could be 68 years. And this is our school? Are we not stupid? Are we not ignorant in our stupidity? If in the midst of all this, schools under trees, pregnant women lying on the floors, all these difficulties, in the midst of all this, we can rent a plane for $20,000 an hour for our president, and we are happy about it. And I think, what was his name, who came to justify it in Parliament? I think it was Nitiwu. But the president must travel like that. He has to take his bath. Colonialism, you did prove it too. Not only are we stupid, we are ignorant in our stupidity. It's sad, black people. Today I'm confronting all of us. Let's confront us with the painful truth. We are not thinking. If we were not stupid and ignorant in our stupidity, folks, we will never rent a plane for $20,000 an hour in an impoverished country which is indebted, so that the president will fly in that plane and do what? Go and borrow. So take care, Michael. I thought you were being too harsh on us, but we didn't hope I say. And the reason say I say because we are not thinking because of the effects of the colonial thing. We think the colonialism has made us think differently. So let's move on. So from Nkrumah saying we can manage our own affairs. We overthrew him. We went to the IMF. We've been begging for the last 17 times for no fuel to chop. All the way through, Ghanaians were sick and tired. All the way through, Ghanaians were sick and tired. Ghanaians were sick and tired. Until the MPP came and they just magnified and glorified the loot and the pillage and the stealing. They glorified it. Hallelujah. Pillage, I glorify the sad. Let me borrow the words of Captain Smart. I say, what boss mama nyame? MPP pillaged and looted the country so much. Say, your boy is nyame. We were sick and tired. Folks, I want you to follow me carefully. So suddenly we go for an election. And that's why I say I'm very, very happy here because of what the election proved. For me, this election and this overwhelming green wave to make a change and a drastic change in Ghana means only one thing, folks. We are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm glad we are there. Folks, if you don't get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you will never see change. It will be the same thing every day. All you can say is, I'm sick and tired. Then you go on, I'm sick and tired, I'm sick and tired. But you never see change. But when we went for the election, the results told me that, wow, it is true. Ghanaians are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So folks, if you see that I had so much vim about Ghana will rise again, I didn't feel so much vim some time ago. Me say, oh, Crowe dear, whatever you do, it's gone. I lost all my vim. I lost all my energy, but I was still dedicated to Ghana. Goes years back. By the way, I've been reading some of your comments and I'm so happy. Some of you have been following me since my days on Vibe. We're from members, so you know, I have the members and I have the newcomers. The newcomers too, you are very, very excited that I'm here and even hoping that I'll train Gen Zs to take over and things like that. So I know that the members are there. I know I have newcomers. But let me say this. From the days, back in the days of Vibe, with my fire and vim and focus, somewhere along the line, it diminished. No credit yet. There's been times when I've thought, Charlie, but what good can we get? But I kept in the race, I kept in the fight. And this election woke me up. And I said, damn! Don't give up hope, man. I said, yeah, I know I always said that. What was the word I used to use? There was something about hope that I used to say. Keep hope alive. That's what I always used to say. No matter how down I was, I said, oh, let's keep hope alive. But after the last election, I've been fired up to keep hope alive. And that's why I keep saying it's nation time. Because finally, it has dawned on me, say, we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Today I was coming from Accra, I went around Hacho. You know, and policemen, when they see me, they get so excited. Hey, Kesa. And they came to my car. Policemen, 3 of them, they came to the car just to, happy to see me. And one of them said something that I really was impressed. He said, KSM, you are the Penyifo, you are the ones who talk and people listen. Tell Mahama that this operation Recover All Loot, we are all supporting it though, but we are afraid. I said, why are you afraid? He says, all my friends say, that's how they all are. They will all come and say that, this came from a policeman standing at the traffic who took a few minutes to come and talk to me, giving me a message to send Mahama that it is all loot thing that he says he's going to do. Folks, I'm just telling you the level where I can say people are really sick and tired of being sick and tired. So there's going to be a change. But the lunatic fringe, that fringe that does not care about Ghana, that fringe that cares only about what they are able to loot, not only about what they loot, but what they can keep, that lunatic fringe is still around And trust me, that's why Ghanaians, I say, you should all thank yourselves. Because a few developments happened in this country. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. But unnecessary troop movements, movement of troops from here to there, very, very uncomfortable. Ghana. I mean, this is the only time after election, presidential results have been declared. The winner has been declared after. Now they have counted the parliamentary. All the polls have closed. Omar declared the winners of parliamentary. They say no. Jimenez she has to do a recoalition.
It is important to note that the declarations made by our staff were made under threat, and the Commission considers this as illegal. Those declarations, as well as others that have gone on in other constituencies, will not be upheld by the Commission.
And for the first time, I've never seen this. Look at the armored tankers that are parked at the EC to do the recounting. Look at the armored tankers. Look at all of this. Isn't this sad? This is a picture that we in Ghana sometimes, when they are talking about crisis in the Congo or the crisis in somewhere now, they will show a picture like this. This is in Ghana. This is in Ghana. Folks, you see why we are sick and tired of being sick and tired? 2024 election, armored tankers. You won't be there. I miss Afarijan. And then, of course, after we had celebrated and everybody said, oh, Charlie, we are now free. We can breathe a sigh of relief. Mahama was on. Yin got to live peacefully. Then all of a sudden, things started strangely changing. The AC discovered that some of the workers were stressed. So they couldn't really do what they were supposed to do, and all sorts of things.
We have been faced with resistance, threats, intimidation, and the destruction of our properties. Our staff have been threatened, and the established collation processes, as guided by law, have been disrupted, and winners have been declared without due processes governing collation being followed.
Really? Jean Mesa, really? They were under stress and they were threatened? Really? I mean, there were so many cameras there, everybody was there, they jointed to count, Obia count Tubi, they all joined the count and everything was counted in the full glare of everybody. Where is the footage of showing any of the police officers under stress? Where is it? Really? And when they count at the police station and somebody's declared a winner and there's jubilation, did we see any, what do you call it, chaos? No!
As the returning officer for Kwame constituency, I declare Madam Akorobo Faustina Eleplane as the parliamentary candidate elect for Kwame constituency. Thank you.
Everybody was there, they were jubilant, they accepted the results, they all saw a very transparent election. You say there was people who were under stress and there was forcing and all that. Where's your evidence? Where's your evidence, Madam Jean Mesa? And while you're having the press conference, then you are showing the camera images of the duress and the threat and everything. You couldn't, because there was nothing like that. It is so sad. So that everything has been done, the election has been declared, we are all moving on peacefully. And then all of a sudden, the glorious, almighty Jean Mensah has to come and tell us, please don't rejoice. You have to do some recounting. Really?
It is important to note that the declarations made by our staff were made under threat, and the Commission considers this as illegal. Those declarations, as well as others that have gone on in other constituencies will not be upheld by the commission.
Really? So we have to all of a sudden correlate something that you yourself were against and something that the law, CI 127 or something, the law itself is against. Really? So we now have to correlate some of those remaining constituencies which have already been counted and the winners have been found to be NDC. They have to correlate those areas where I guess the polling officers were under stress and all of that. And when this thing came out, of course, the NDC and I would say other peace-loving Ghanaians who want Ghana to rise were saying, but this is not done. We can't do this. So the word went out. The word went out. And all those, I don't know whether much or anybody who supported the NDC said, oh, no, we won't allow this to happen. Let's go and sort of take over the EC's office and make sure we will prevent it. There won't be any coalition. That was the anger. That was what was inside them. For some strange reason, sanity prevailed. And they said, Charlie, let us not allow the lunatic fringe to get what they want. The idea was to create all this confusion and let everybody get angry and we will stop this jam. Let's go and confront, let's go to the, if I was saying, electoral commission, do this, do that. And in that confusion and chaos, then the order will be given to the officers, tell they do what it takes to stop them. If you have to fire, whatever you do to break this, do it. And trust me, if that had happened, all hell would have broken loose in all of Ghana. But sanity prevailed, and somebody said, please, don't do this. Stay away. In other words, don't give the platform for the lunatic fringe to take advantage. Stay home. That's why I say you should all thank your gods and Baha'i and Christian and Muhammad. We were able to go through because cool heads prevailed and the lunatic fringe were not given the opportunity to launch the chaos. That's what they love. They are nation wreckers. They love chaos because there's something that they think they have to protect, and the prosperity of Ghana, the growth of Ghana, is not one of those. So Ghanaians, let me say once again, let me wish you all a very, very, very Merry Christmas and a bright New Year that is coming. But I say thank you, one thing, for showing that you are sick and tired of being sick and tired and that you are now ready to do something. Now the real work is about to start too. All that campaign, the real work is about to start. And where we, those of us who believe in this nation and who are saying nation time, and thank you for all your letters and supports and comments. Everybody wants a t-shirt now. We're going to have what I will believe will be one of the biggest nation time marches in Ghana. And your partisan and your politics, not for anybody, it's for all Ghanaians. Whatever your party is, whatever your belief is, whatever your religion is, forget all that. On that day, it's nation time, folks. And we are still working on it. We'll show you where we're going and everything. We'll all gather there, and hopefully we'll have enough t-shirts to give all of you who want to join in the march for nation time. So I'm going to end today, but I say you should go and thank your God that we're still here safe and sound. But I am so happy that cool heads prevailed, and the cool heads will not allow the lunatic fringe to take advantage to cause chaos. No, just imagine that people had amassed, the cool heads hadn't prevailed though, and people are massed there, and firing had taken place. And then there's all of Ghana, everywhere they have having fights with the Electoral Commission in various regions. No, folks, this would have been chaos. And guess what would have happened in the chaos? Strategically, it is just an opening for the president to say, essentially, this is getting too chaotic. This is a few weeks before the handover, but the level of chaos, how Ghana has become, what's the word? Ghana has become ungovernable. The best thing I can do is to put in place a state of emergency. Any president would, if their country arises and there's such chaos. So that would be the time to put in a state of emergency. And then we can all go and sleep. Because in a state of emergency, that's not where you start thinking, so is there going to be a handover, listen. So let me thank again all of you Ghanaians. And I'm extremely happy, delighted that thinking Ghanaians did not allow the few lunatic, those are the lunatic fringe, to cause any chaos in Ghana. Lunatic fringe, if I should say it in Twi, but Adambo or Adrena Shadanya Juma. They are the lunatic fringe. They can plan and think about chaos in their country and they don't care. Why? Because they have their own self-interest. Isn't it sad? Easy, Jimensa. This is the amount of ammunition and armor tankers and everything you'd need for an election, and so-called recounting of parliamentary votes, which has never been done. You yourself were opposed to it. But now you have soldiers and the military to back you to do something that is very illegal and really not necessary. You know, sometimes after everything, I really have to thank Bawomia. Bawomia saved this nation, whether you like it or not. Charlie, show some love for Bawomia. Bawomia saved Ghana. That early concession is why we are all here today talking. Bawomia consider, and you have no idea what the lunatic will plunge Ghana into. So once again, I want to say thank you to Bawomia. But we started with the quote of Kwame Nkrumah about independence. That Ghana is free forever, and we're going to prove to the world that when the African is giving a chance, he can prove to the world that he's capable of managing his own affairs. We have not been capable of managing our own affairs. And we have been so sick and tired for over 67 years begging IMF, doing everything without thinking how we can bring our own homegrown thing. Let me quickly end this way. Two things I want to end with. The first thing is that I was glad to see Alan pay a courtesy call on Mahama, and he said he too has his transformation plan and that he's making it available to Mahama. He's making it available, so they should work as a country. Mahama is talking about resetting. Alan is talking about transformation. All resetting be transformation. All transformation be resetting. You know. And even lately, I think Cheddar also commended Alan and Mahama for getting together, deciding that we should now build this nation together. And he, Cheddar Kraso, has offered to be a part of the unity of Ghana to build this nation. The Makaka folks have said, when we say it's nation time, we're talking a time when we need national unity to build this nation, because believe it or not, Ghana shall rise again. And the reawakening has started. That's what makes me so happy. I began with the quotation from Kwame Nkrumah. Let me end with this quotation. In Nkrumah's quotations, sometimes they are very, very, very difficult to understand. They say scriptures, you know, you can look at it from various angles. But let me end with the quotation of Kwame Nkrumah that I like so much. He said, in all political struggles, there come rare moments which are hard to distinguish and yet fatal to let slip. Let me explain this. So, in all political struggles, there come rare moments, which means the moments come, but they are rare. He says those moments are hard to distinguish and yet fatal to let slip. And what are the moments he's talking about? He said, when all is set upon hazard, when there's confusion and there's mismanagement and there's all kinds of basa, when all is set upon hazard, out of a simple man is ordained strength. Hallelujah. Out of a simple man is ordained strength. And that reminds me of the situation we are in now. The recklessness and the mismanagement of the MPP all was set upon a hazard. And during that time, as Nkrumah said, out of the strength of a simple man is strength ordained. And you see how we simple people who don't have the power, but all we have is our thumb, have changed the system. And let me end by saying this. It's not just the change in area. No, we want a meaningful change because we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. We want a meaningful change. And I'm so glad that a semblance of unity is starting to emerge. I am so glad. And I'm absolutely positive that even MPP supporters will love to join in a national unity or nationally unified country to move forward. Even MPP, don't think that because they are MPP, they don't want the nation time. They are all proud to be a part of a nation where unity is coming and where we shall all rise. Jean, Mensa, I beg, don't allow the lunatic fringe to use you. So let me thank again all of you Ghanaians for not allowing the lunatic fringe to have their way.
Ano kwamo mianka na awodi nipa pina ekwate timu pao amani pampempema wale agu odia sampa spiritual and herbal center awo womo yade se wombe mu wanya basisi a yade bi tise stroke gonorrhea anabama waye mre e wampamu low sperm count womo wanu aduro tatahwe ene je sam se sabane sunsumu nsama womo telete se ye sunsumu aware anasa yare bi ne de amawo pampabone anabo ana wanya abai amane e court case wobetu charge osisi a enam omadwuma panti ni pampempem ene be fo bokofie ekoye sunsumu nyuma edemom samosini ene enzimani akabom dia sunsumu niema asie betu obi age wukunu anasa woyere awaresem adwuma sam akwantuom nsam ni nyina ayasumasem fabadan odia sampa spiritual and herbal center obehuyan
New Kufuridia ejoso ne konongo infinfin aye Ashanti region ehon ma number aye didi jumanu aye 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421 054 330 4976 and I say 020 134 0421
Odia Sampa Spiritual and Herbal Center. You be do us some amount.